Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the LHMTV. It's the Tier 8 British light tank located on the north spawn of Lakeville. It's under the command of BassmanFromHell of FILO, and alongside him in platoon is Cosmic Frog 911. Game started. No engine sounds again. Oh, Wargaming just keeps letting us down. Well, Bassman's got the job of spotting for his team, and you can see the LHMTV is very, very nippy indeed. He's zipping off to find a bush that he's going to hide in and then spot the enemy tanks and allow his teammates, especially Cosmic Frog, to get some shots on the enemy. And I think he's chosen to go to this rock right in the centre. It's actually quite a good position. But he was seen. And ouch, he got hit by the turtle. Now, I'm surprised the Panther 2 is not shooting at him as well. But I think he's now gone unspotted. And he's just spotted a T-69 on the enemy team. Now, the problem with this position is basically that avenue there behind you. If you take this position and you're too far back, then enemy tanks going through the town will see you. If you're too far forward, though, too close to the front, then the tanks out front are going to shoot at you, or at least they'll try pot shots if they can't see where you are. But at the moment he's getting some spotting. He's up to 2.5k of spotting already, and he only lost 337 to the turtle. Oh, and one of the enemy tanks, their Liz, has just gone into the water and drowned. Oh dear. We didn't see that actually happen, but yes, it is rather funny. Of course, it's not what you want to happen in games, that the enemy drowns themselves. I don't think it was on purpose. It's just too easy to fall over the edge of the cliff and then go straight into the water on this one. I've done it myself, so I know full well that it can happen. Well, there's 2 kills. Was it 1 kill? It was certainly the turtle died. And he's now up to 4.3k of spotting assist. Oh, there goes the Panther. That's another 400. Now up to 4,700. Close to 4,800 actually. And he's... Oh, did he pop himself out there? Well, I don't think it matters anyway, because it doesn't appear to be anybody on the lake road for the enemy. It looks to me like the enemy has actually got nobody spotting for them over there. They might have a light tank in the bushes, but we can't see them, and I don't think he could see Bassman when he popped his rear out at the end of that bush. The defender we see over to the right is actually in the valley, and an enemy tank has been spotted in the town now. You can see that avenue can be quite dangerous if the enemy does go round that way, and he's pulled out. Oh, there is an enemy light tank. It's an LT-432 and he's about to get spotted. No, he was crafty enough there not to get spotted by the LT-432. And he's now going to try and ambush the guy. Big hit into the tracks though, and he got some damage assist. In fact, he got a huge amount of damage assist off that LT-432 because our Barask and Striv were all waiting for the moment. And he's picked up a patrol duty now as well. Spotted a charioteer for our teammates. It looks like we've captured the town, so he might be able to go off and do a bit more spotting. Allow his teammates to get even more damage. Yeah, it's so annoying we don't get the engine noises. It would be so much better if we did. And that T-54... first prototype is taking a hell of a pounding, and he decides to drown himself as well. So we've got another coward. I do dislike players who decide to drown themselves rather than fight. And well, he can't get any damage on the charioteer. Bassman decides he's gonna try and spot the enemy near the cap area, but there's a GSOR 1008 near there, and those things have got tremendous blast damage. He backs up to use the bush mechanic, fires 1 round in, 224. As you know, he's got the, I think it's the 83mm gun. It actually shows as, yeah, 83.4mm, which is capable of 230 alpha. Ouch. Oh, yeah. Well, he found out that the GSOR 1008 can be very deadly, but he found out the hard way. He got taken out by one. Yeah, that was kind of fatal. But you can see Cosmic Frog is only a short distance away. And I think this game is going to be over very shortly. Yeah, it is. Before I can even move the free camera to the action, it's finished. So, first battle is a victory. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the Glacier map, and it's the southwest spawn. Okay, we're off. And just like the EBR75 FL10, he's headed for the centre. Now, again, it's vital to get some spots on the enemy, especially to stop the enemy going up onto the carrier. It looks like the EBR is trying to get up onto the carrier himself. But if you position yourself behind this rock in the centre, you can actually get shots on any enemy tank that decides to go this way. And oh, he just took a round from one of his own teammates, the T-34. When he gets around into the enemy T-34. But the enemy appears to be trying to get up into the carrier. They changed their mind. Oh! Well, he gets around into the enemy EBR instead, who tries to trespass on the centre line. Will he get another shot into those heavies? Well, he hit the tracks of the Patriot, so he got something there, but it's the long reload of this tank really does affect it. Oh! And he hits the T-34 again, 227, which is a low roll. This time around he has to back away because that was a Charioteer and he was about to shoot. And thankfully the tank destroyers behind him were aware of that and did something. That hit the tracks again. Okay, the Patriot appears to be pointing his gun towards the carrier entrance. Unfortunately, he's trying to get through the turret, and the turret of a Patriot is one of its toughest parts, so very difficult to pen that turret. Enemy back chat 12 times. Lovely shot. Very good, very accurate at long range, and that takes some doing. A lot of practice. Enemy brass, that will be a nice target to hit. Now it looks like the enemy is pushing around the carrier because, well, we didn't really have anybody stopping them. And so he's having to fall back from the centre line, otherwise he would get cut off. The enemy brass went round there and he's been taken out. So we do have some defenders now going to that corner. A Liberté and a 122 TM. Bassman's decided instead of actually being at the centre, he'd be better off in a supporting position over in this corner, spotting the enemy and possibly taking pot shots at them as they come in. We're 3 up on the enemy at the moment, which is good. And this tank, of course, is very good at taking pot shots at long range. As you saw, he did get those lovely hits. And no, it's not good at doing that. Yep, you can't mount a rock. I think he wasn't looking where he was going. We've all done that. You're more concentrating on something else and you just drive straight into a wall, but usually it flips a tank. So he was lucky there that it didn't. Okay, the Liberté doesn't appear to be covering his left-hand side. And there's a possibility there's an IS-22 around that side. Meanwhile, at the centre line, the enemy's got a Centurion 5-1. Oh, he's just been taken out. Okay, our 122 AM is going after, or TM rather, is going after the IS-22. And in the meanwhile, the Bassman is headed over to the east side of the map to try and help his teammates overcome the enemy on that side. We're 6 up on the enemy now, so it's looking a very, very good game. Now, as you know, Bassman is working his way up the British Light Line. Working his way all the way to the top to the Manticore. The next one he's got to go for is the GSOR. That's the 3301, which is the Tier 9 British Light. Oh, now he saw that EBR. Oh, and tracked himself as he jumped off the cliff. In fact, he badly damaged everything. Good job he's got the large repair kit. Yeah, this tank does not have the ability to survive if it does drops like that. It's only a very light tank. It's only 5 tons in weight. And it really cannot take that sort of punishment. It's very vulnerable to rams as well. If the enemy tries to ram this tank, they'll normally kill it with one nudge. Okay, he's trying to get a shot on the Scorpion, but his teammates do that instead. He's picking up the spotting. There's only 2 enemies remaining. A Batchat 12 ton who's somewhere in the vicinity. There he is, over in the bushes. He's out. And the last enemy is, well, it's a light tank as well. It's a Barask. Now, where is that Barask? Is he up here in the corner? Yes, he is. There he is. And he's leading the target at the moment. Puts one in. Doesn't want the return fire, but yep, he actually spots for the kill. And that's the end of the game. So, he ends in the bushes with a decent amount of spotting. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle results for the Lakeville game. And in that one, he did, well, a second-class tanker and a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. His win rate wasn't anything to write home about, only 329, but that's because he was actually spotting for most of the game. He got one shot on the GSOR. Unfortunately, it was the GSOR who actually finished his game in the end. So let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, on damage, he was right at the bottom of the table on his team with 224, but there were members of the enemy team, 5 of them, who got no damage whatsoever. So he's not the bottom, but he's 6th from the bottom on damage. When it came to kills, he didn't get any, so which puts him at the bottom end again. The high scorers being the ISU 152K and the AMX CDA 105. And when it came to base XP, he's right near the top. Yes, because the list managed to get 958. He picked up a Confederate. The ISU 152K managed to get 894. And then we got Baseman who got 880. And that's all down to the spotting he did, as well as that one shot on the GSOR. Let's have a look at the details. 3 shots fired, 2 direct hits, 1 penetration on the enemy, 224 hit points of damage, all of it done at more than 300 meters. He received 5 hits from the enemy. Yeah, we saw the first hit earlier in the game, but he then received another, 4 penetrations in total. So the other 3 occurred when he was near the enemy cap area. And of course, 2 of those I think came from the GSOR, and it was fatal terminal. 1 non-penetration as well. I think he was very lucky to get only 1 shot in the tracks. 8 enemy vehicles spotted, 2 enemy vehicles damaged, none killed, and 5,525 hit points of spotting assist, and that's what earned him such a high XP at the end of the game. 41,318 credits on a premium count, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually made a loss of 10,188, I think that is. Yes, 188 on the credits. So a loss, but he'll easily make that back on other games. 1,320 XP, and that's all the experience points he took away for that one. Let's have a look at the second game. And that one is the one on Glacier. And that game was also a second-class tanker, but it was also a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, and a first mark of excellence as well for getting at least up to 65 or higher resistance than 65% of the players in the playing this tank in the last 14 days. And he also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And his win rate was a lot better this time, 2,058, mostly because he actually did do enough damage in actual person to cover the win rate aspects. Of course, win rate doesn't take into account spotting. It only takes into account kills and damage. So spotting doesn't really come into it. Or assistance, for that matter. It does cover assistance. Or does it carry assistance? No, I don't think it does actually. It's damage and kills really specifically. Anyway, let's have a look at team score and see where he came on this one. Well, you can see again he didn't get the highest damage, but he's not supposed to. He's a light tank. The highest damage went to the 122 TM with 2,987. The second highest was the AMX M449 Liberté, who got 2,948. And the third highest damage was the Progetto 46 with 2,151. Those are the only players who managed to get over 2,000 hit points of damage. The baseman managed to get 1,350, which puts him in the top 6 in the game. But when it came to kills, he didn't get any kills at all, I'm afraid, because he was rushing around the place, spotting the enemy, as well as actually firing on them from long distance. And also, it was the Liberté who got 4 kills, 3 kills to the 122 TM, and also the Progetto. And when it came to base XP, he's right up at the top of the table this time, because he did do some spotting. And the Liberté got 1,154, the 122 TM managed to get 1,111, and then we've got Baseman with 848. He fired 10 rounds in this game, got 9 direct hits, but only 6 penetrations. A couple of his shots hit the tracks of the Patriot or bounced off the turret. 1,350 hit points of damage, of which 669 were at more than 300 meters. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he got 2,033 hit points of spotting assist in this one. He earned 34,049 credits for that game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away a loss of 14,252 credits. I guess if you use premium consumables in this game, you are going to make a loss, unless of course you've bought up those premium consumables when they're very cheap. In fact, that's what I tend to do. I always buy up the premiums, especially, you know, large repair kits and large first aid kits. You buy them when they're very cheap, when they're half price, and you stock up for the next 3 to 6 months, however long it is, until they put them on sale again. 1,272 XP and no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he managed to make on this one. But he has progressed to the next tank up the line, that is the GSOR, and the next video will show him playing that tank on various maps. I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.